What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Dwyane Wade. Apparently, he gave an interview, him and Gabrielle Union, with, I believe the site is Extra, or the particular platform is Extra. And they were talking, and they discussed relationships, and primarily his. And apparently, D Wade basically said that he's not for leading his relationship. That's pretty much not something that he cares for. And that he's basically saying that I want my wife to be in that role, that traditional role that men have played for many centuries. This doesn't surprise me in the least, because D Wade has shown a propensity to say things just to go viral, just to get a pat on the back from the lamestream media, from social media. When he came out saying that, his son will not be called a girl. And now with this whole role reversal in a relationship that Gabrielle Union is all for, because she's a liberal female, and I don't trust liberal females. I really don't. I don't trust women who are heavily supporters of liberal policies. I don't think those women can be trusted, especially in a relationship. And this proves it. This absolutely proves it. This proves to me that women like this, like Gabrielle Union, they're all for getting married if they can control the relationship. And that's where the problem is. And that's why so many women out here aren't getting into relationships, because a lot of men, for the most part, are waking up, and they are not for the BS. Now, speaking of BS, if y'all want to see a link to this particular interview, I'll leave it in the description box. But this is what D Wade had to say. This is a quote from the interview. It says, it's not a man's lead and a woman follows. That's not what we live in this house. I have a wife that works harder than I, and she had her own career in life before I came along. How can I be part of the growth and evolution of who she is, not try to change her or stunt her growth in the way that I see fit? Well, let me just say this, D Wade, that is a very dumb thing to say. She can have a career and she can be successful without her wearing the pants in a relationship. But that's what happens with these liberal females, these Western females. They want the power in the relationship. That's the only way they can be happy. And if they can do that at the expense of a self-made man, a man who's been successful most of his life on his own, they enjoy that even more. And the fact that D Wade is speaking in this interview as if he's gonna step aside and he's gonna help her. Listen, how D Wade was on the road with the Miami Heat. How was he stunting her growth? They didn't have a child together until pretty much his playing days were over. So how was he stunting her growth? This is what happens, people, when you have a couple that wants to go viral for being progressive, for being inclusive. They're trying to be the perfect 2021 couple, which is all about attention seeking. It's all about getting a pat on the back. And that's exactly what D Wade is doing. And that's what him and Gabrielle Union has been doing. Let me tell you something. Gabrielle Union's career is pretty much where it has been for the last 10 years. It hasn't really gone up or down. It's pretty much just been where it is. No one's checking for Gabrielle Union like that. They really aren't. She's on a show that nobody watches. And even with him stepping aside and putting her first, it still hasn't helped her. So what exactly are you gaining from elevating your woman? But you know what? Maybe it works for them. That's not going to work for everybody. You see, this arrangement can work because D Wade is very successful. I think he's an intelligent guy. I think he's just what he's saying. He's just saying it. I don't think he actually believes it. I think that behind the scenes, I think D Wade is not as submissive as he's acting, or maybe he is. I don't know. Now, some people have said that because he had the baby outside of the relationship, when both of them said that they were on a break, that maybe that's the reason why he's basically kowtowing to her, because he had a baby by another woman when they separated, quote unquote. But still, why say this? It is because D Wade and Gabrielle Union are obsessed with getting a pat on the back from social media, from the weirdos on Twitter, from the lamestream media. That's why they're doing this. They're doing this interview with a gossip platform. They talk about Hollywood news, and they go on there because, again, this is all about promoting Gabrielle. They're putting out this narrative that Gabrielle is what a wife should be nowadays. Listen, that works for D Wade because D Wade is successful financially. He's good. If this was a regular couple, this would not work. It really wouldn't, because a lot of women don't know what to do with power. And if you give women power in a relationship, they're going to misuse it because they've never had it before. And women are not naturally meant to be leading a relationship. That's why I say all of this could be BS. All of this could be lip service. This could just be a way to get a pat on the back. Just like when D Wade came out and used his own son to get a pat on the head from the social media weirdos. It could be the same thing with his marriage. Because when I've seen them together, it doesn't seem like Gabrielle is sort of like in control. But again, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But this can show you an insight on the relationship. Women are not meant to lead a relationship, period. This is why these women are losing their minds. And when you have these males like D Wade, who's basically promoting the idea that it's okay for women to seek leadership in relationships, you're basically putting her in a losing situation. Women are not meant to lead no relationship ever, because what's gonna happen in that situation is that she's gonna lose respect for you. Slowly but surely, she's gonna lose respect for you because you're giving her power and say so in that relationship. What I want to know is why do modern women need to have power in a relationship? But every time you look around, these women claim they need protection. You can't lead a relationship and then ask for protection. You either lead that relationship and protect yourself, or you don't lead that relationship at all. You cannot want one thing and then want another. That's not how it works. This is why men are leaders, because they are the protectors and the providers. And it looks to me that D Wade is providing her another opportunity to boost her career, which is going nowhere anyway. And it's just sad. It's a sad thing to watch. Gabrielle Union's day has come and gone. Nobody's checking for her movie-wise, TV-wise either. This is another failed attempt at trying to put her up there as if she's worth uplifting and worshiping. You're putting these women in losing situations. But you males are so addicted, like D Wade, to getting attention, to trying to be as progressive as possible, and you are sacrificing your family in the process. You already did it with your son. Now you're gonna do it with your marriage. Even LeBron James, I don't know if he has never said that his wife is leading. Now, he did say his wife put an end to, him getting traded to the Knicks because she wanted to go live in Los Angeles. And he felt like he owed her that. I mean, you can interpret that however you want to interpret it. But women should not be elevated to leadership in marriages or relationships, period. That's just a very stupid thing to do. But when you're addicted to getting a pat on the back from social media, you will say anything. You'll say that your son is a daughter. You will go and say, you know what? My wife leads the relationship. I'm stepping aside. Forget gender roles. Women can lead. Okay, what about when that woman slowly starts to lose her mind? Because that's what's happening with a lot of Western women. They're starting to lose their mind. They're not meant to be leaders in relationships, period. Why are you putting them in this situation? I don't care if you're rich and successful or not. Yes, she had a career before you, but that doesn't mean that you need to be submissive to her. That doesn't mean that at all. But anything to try to help your wife's career, and it still ain't working. And the thing is this. You have somebody in Dwyane who has been very successful throughout his career. This guy had full custody of his sons after his first marriage ended, only for him to get into a relationship with a woman that feels like it's okay for him as a man to step aside and have her lead and him follow her, saying that she works harder than him. Dwyane, she works harder than you, but the progress isn't there. The progress isn't there. Now, again, maybe y'all see something I don't. Maybe she is working. Maybe she is. Now, again, she was on, I believe, a television show where they judge talent and also doing TV. I believe she's filming some other things right now. But for the most part, she is not out working Dwyane. Go look at her IMDb page. She is not out working nobody. Maybe she is now. Maybe she's filming some things now. She has the show that she's doing. But she's not out working no. Dwyane is just a retired basketball player. But she does have the show with Jessica Alba. I don't know if anybody's watching or not. Okay? I believe she's filming some movies. But is she really out working you, Dwyane, or is this lip service? Or are you basically telling people what they want to hear? Because that's what it looks like. Because I don't think you believe that BS either.